Hi, Gina here with Peace, Love, and Homeschool, and today we're talking about kindness. Hi, and welcome back. Today I'm introducing a collab called Reading Between the Lines. It's a collaboration within the group YouTube Collaborators over on Facebook, and it is moderated by Ingrid from Mommy Mia Homeschool Chronicles and April from The Simple Rugged Path. Now this collab is a book club where together as a group we have picked 5 titles to read throughout the year and to discuss on YouTube. The first title was The Life-Giving Table by Sally Clarkson, which there's a whole reason I did not put up that video. I used to be an avid reader, and for like the last 10 years I've just dropped off reading, and I have so many books I need to read, but I don't know why, they don't hold my attention anymore. So I joined this group, I committed to this group to force myself to start reading again. So my plan was to start out by reading audiobooks and seeing how that worked for me. The problem was the first book we picked was so deep and it cut straight to the core, I mean straight into my heart, that I needed to get my hands on the book and start highlighting and remembering all this stuff, because I don't know, it really brought tears to my eyes. I ended up stopping the audiobook. I ordered the actual book. Then I decided I wasn't going to read the book just yet. I needed to finish the audiobook, and I think that was due to time. I knew that the deadline was coming up to read and get the video out. And I did not finish in time because I just kept rewinding and rewinding and trying to listen and trying to remember everything. So I ended up just not doing that video. My plan is to still make the video, but I have other books I need to read now too, so I need to kind of stay in step with the group. And I'm still a little bit behind again because the same thing happened with the second book. So I put myself in that same situation again, but I did get the book read, and here is that video for that book. The book is called The Kindness Challenge by Shaunti Feldhahn. And there are several of us in this collab, as I mentioned before, and I will have the playlist listed up here in the little eye if you'd like to check anyone else's thoughts on this book out, because it is, let me tell you, it is the book to buy. So why don't we just get down to the book already, okay? Now, like I said, I don't have the physical book of it, but I did order the Audible book. I don't know if you can see this, but that's what it looks like. The Kindness Challenge by Shaunti Feldhahn. We do have 10 questions here that will help us discuss this book, but basically the book is about being kind to other people and how kindness spurs kindness, and how kindness helps you, or by being kind to others, helps you want to be more kind to people who are not so nice to you. I know it seems like an oxymoron, but it's true. It is so true how it works, and we'll discuss that. The first question is, what did you like best about this book? What I liked best about this book is that it teaches other people to be kind. In this world today, we have so many unkind people, internet bullies, trolls, people who have internet bravery and will say things on the internet that they would never possibly say to your face. We need more kind people, and we need a way to deal with these people that are not so kind to us. The second question is, what did you like least about this book? And I think that would have to be the conviction. I do have a couple of relationships I've been trying to deal with, and where these people are just not kind people, and I've had to break off the relationship. But this book made me wonder if I went about it the right way, and maybe I need to revisit this, and I don't know, I just need to do a whole lot of praying after reading this book and trying to figure out. The third question is, share a favorite quote from this book, and why did this quote stand out? Well, I guess one of my favorite quotes in this book is, "It honors God with our lives to treat mean people kindly. The sacrificial action of kindness has power. Kindness is the unspoken result of the golden rule, and the power of kindness is a prerequisite for transforming relationships." First of all and foremost, I like the fact that it points you back to God and how everything we do in our life is to honor Him and to live for Him. To honor Him in all that we say and do and bring glory to Him. If more people live their life that way, there would be such less troubles in the world. And another thing I like about the quote is that to remember that kindness has power. It has the power to transform relationships, to transform lives even. It's just amazing what the power of kindness can do. Especially after you read this book and you hear all the examples that Shaunti talks about. It's just really amazing. It just makes you want to get out there and start being kind to people right away. The fourth question is, would you read another book by this author? Why or why not? And the answer is definitely yes, I would read another book by this author. And I have read another book by this author called For Women Only, and I've read it years and years ago. And that book was also one of those cut to the core, open your eyes kind of books. So yes, definitely I would read her books again. And I'm in fact in the middle of reading another one of her books right now called For Parents Only. And this goes hand in hand with the kindness challenge. This book teaches you all about why your teens act the way they do and how to deal with that. And even preteens. And if you bundle this up with being kind to your teens during these difficult years, it can make the world a difference for you as a family. Number 5 is, what feeling did this evoke for you? And I think I already said conviction. I've always thought of myself as a nice person, and I do try to go out of my way to be nice to people. That's just how I've always been. But you learn more about what it means to be nice versus what it means to be kind. And that was real deep conviction for me there. And the other thing is that it also made me feel hopeful about future relationships, hopeful about relationships that have maybe gone by the wayside for one reason or another. It just really made me feel hopeful about the future and about meeting new people in my life and making new friends and really learning how to deal with how these people are, because we're human and we all have these different personalities, and sometimes we're not kind. Even the nicest of us, sometimes we're not kind because of whatever is going on in our lives at the moment. And this book, I feel like it gave me the tools that I need to work through these issues instead of just kind of pulling back and preserving myself, cocooning and taking care of me. Because in the end, it's not about me, it's about what God wants me to do, or whatever God wants me to say to the people in my life. Question number 6 is, would you recommend this book? And I say yes, 100%. Definitely, I would recommend that everybody read this book. This is a very encouraging read for people who are struggling in relationships. Number 7 is, what new things did you learn? And I alluded to this a little bit earlier, and let me tell you what I learned. And it's about the kindness, about nice versus kind. Being kind is not the same thing as being nice, keeping the peace, not rocking the boat. Niceness may or may not be motivated by caring for another person. Niceness is a byproduct of kindness, but niceness on its own isn't the goal. Kindness will challenge others when it sees something wrong, but it does so in gentleness and hopefulness. Niceness avoids difficult conversations because that might upset the desire for a lack of conflict. That's me. I really desired not to have conflict in my life and within my relationships, but that's really unrealistic. And I think a part of that is I've never had the tools or known how to deal with difficult people. That's one reason people see niceness in others as phony, outward display, but true kindness is the furthest thing from phony. It requires honesty and strength. Stating hard truths is a kindness. If you know something must change, not for your sake, but for theirs, then, as Dave Ramsey often says, to be unclear is to be unkind. And I have no idea if all those went together on the book, but they were the things I wrote together here on this page. Now, I never saw myself as shallow, ever. I like to think I'm a deep person. I like to have meaningful relationships. I'd rather have 2 friends than 50 friends. As long as those 2 friends and I are able to have deep shared connections and we're not just talking about the weather. So shallow for me, I don't appreciate shallow relationships, and I just never viewed myself as shallow. But this book showed me that by being nice, keeping the peace, not rocking the boat, trying to avoid all conflict is shallow. This is something I really do have to change in my life. I have to learn how to be kind and say things that need to be said, the hard things, but the right way, with the right intent. So that is something that I learned from this book, which I thought was a major thing to learn. I mean, for me, that just changed my world. Number 8 is, what questions do you still have? And I guess I do have one question. One thing I need to figure out in my life is when it's right to be kind and state the hard truths versus removing people from your life that are harmful to you. I think that's kind of a delicate balance you have to keep there, but I guess that would just require a lot of prayer on your part to figure that out. Number 9 is, did the book change your opinion or perspective about anything? Do you feel different now than you did before you read it? Completely changed my perspective on things, on life, on relationships. And yes, I do feel different. I almost feel like a burden has been lifted off my shoulders, and I have a set of tools I can use to deal with difficult people. Number 10, what surprised you the most about this book? I think the thing that surprised me the most about this book when I was trying to describe the book to my son and to my husband and to my mom and dad as I was reading it is I kept saying, it's kind of like forgiveness. And I kept reading it as I kept reading through the book. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. And it changes you. And that's the same with kindness. It's not for the other person. It benefits the other person. But it really is for you. And it helps you grow and change and learn and do what God has called you to do for the people that He puts in your life. This book really has changed my life, and it is going to stay on my shelf as part of my toolbox, because I am sure somewhere down the road I will forget what I learned here today, and when I see that book it will remind me, oh, you have to be kind to that person, because that would be the right thing to do. So hey, thank you so much Ingrid and April for starting this book club, because you all don't know what a huge part you're playing in getting me back into reading. And I'm just so thrilled and excited, because I feel like it's bringing me new life. It really just is a good feeling. So thank you so much. And now I'm excited because I can go listen to all of your videos, because I try to wait on these type of videos. I try to wait to watch your videos until after I've done mine, because I don't want to copycat or mimic anything you all say. So that's exciting for me right now, because I'm excited. I've been wanting to watch them. Don't forget, I have a playlist listed down below so you can check out everyone else's video on this book, The Kindness Challenge. So hey, if you've read this book before, would you do me a favor, and in the comments below, would you write what surprised you most about this book? I'd really like to know, because the thing that surprised me most, that was like a wow for me. So I'd like to see how this book spoke to you. So thanks so much for that, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out. If you missed my last video, no worries, you can check it out right here. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel right here. And be sure and ring that little bell so you know each and every time we upload.